Hey, I'm Bryony Kennedy, and today I thought I'd show you how to apply your loose minerals in the most effective way without creating mess. So you'll have your loose mineral pot. Now it's up to you. You may like to use your pot with the sifter seal. Now this is the sifter seal here with all the holes in it. Now there is a protector seal so you can peel that off. You can put holes and prick holes so just some comes out. And then what you can do is every morning tap it upside down and dispense some into the lid. Now my personal opinion for less mess is to actually remove this whole sifter out so that then when you are using it each day, all of it falls back down here and you're not getting it collecting between the sifter and the lid, so that when you open it, it all falls everywhere. So it's up to you, but my favorite way is to take the sifter out and to use it like this, okay? So then what you need to do is dip your kabuki brush into the foundation, okay? So in this instance, I'm dipping it straight into the foundation, or you might dip it into the lid, but that is the amount that you would need for each application or each area, okay? So I've got the loose minerals on today. I've already done them clearly, but this is just to show you how to apply them. So just this little bit on the end, and then you need to use the lid to swirl the minerals and get them nice and even on the brush. So you would be just popping your kabuki brush into the lid and just really quickly getting it nice and even on the brush, okay, so that you're not having it all so concentrated. So just getting it nice and even, okay, and then now I would press that into my face. And you would just keep dipping and moving to different areas as you're dipping more and more foundation. So if you're wanting a really light coverage, then you would dip less often and you would spread and do bigger buffing motion. If you're wanting a heavier coverage like what I have today, you would be dipping more frequently and pressing and rolling it onto the skin. And then each time you go from one section to another, re-dip it, press it, re-dip, press, re-dip, press. So every time you're moving your brush to another area, you would dip it again and you would press it into the skin, and you will get flawless coverage like what I have now. Again, if you want that really simple coverage, dip less frequently and bigger buffing strokes. If you want even less coverage than that, you can use our blush brush or the blush bronzer brush, and then that, bearing in mind that it's got bigger bristles and they're a lot longer, you'll get less coverage. So the shorter the bristles, the more dense they are, the heavier the coverage, and the longer the bristles, the less coverage you have. So if you're trying a different brush that's not our Adorn Kabuki brush, you may not be getting the coverage that ours would offer you just by it being that little bit shorter and that little bit fatter and more dense. Okay, so again, you can either use it with the sifter in by piercing some holes or peeling the sifter off, or like what I do by taking the whole sifter out and just dipping from within the pot. Then it makes it a lot easier when you're grabbing your refills to dispense into your foundation pot. So hopefully those little tips help you with how to get the minerals onto the brush in the least messiest way, and those two tips on the bigger buffing for the least coverage and the smaller coverage with more pressing and more regular dips of the foundation to get the coverage I've got today.